And family and friends gathered today along the Columbus Riverwalk to honor a Dollar General manager shot and killed earlier this week. Loved ones, as you can hear, loved ones released balloons this afternoon near Banks Food Hall in memory of Alexis Hill, the Victory Drive store manager that was shot and killed
Two
Tuesday.
crumpled dollar bills, a pack of hamburger buns. 10 seconds later, a mother of 3 was gone. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how a routine Tuesday morning turned into a 3-hour manhunt, a second shooting, and a question investigators still haven't answered. This is the story of Alexis Hill. The man responsible had been out of prison for exactly 30 days. His record stretched back nearly 2 decades. Police caught him faster than it will take you to watch this video. Stay to the end. The final piece of the story reaches far beyond one Tuesday morning in Georgia. One quick note before we go further. Everything in this video comes from coroner statements, police reports, and state records, not guesswork. If that's the kind of true crime you want, subscribe now. It costs nothing, and it means you'll catch the update the moment this case moves forward. Alexis Monique Hill was born and raised in Columbus, Georgia. She graduated from Kendrick High School, then continued her education at Columbus Technical College. She was a member of Life Church of Columbus, and by every account from people who knew her, that membership meant more to her than a Sunday habit. Her career moved through a few different stops before it settled. Kohl's first, a paving company after that, then a stretch with the Georgia Department of Transportation. In her early 40s, she took the manager position at a Dollar General on Victory Drive. She held that job for 7 years. By 2026, she was 44, with 3 grown sons and 2 grandchildren. Her sons had built lives out in Colorado, working in solar installation. Alexis had a plan to join them that August, closing the distance work and circumstance had put between her and her boys. A medical procedure pushed that plan back earlier in the year. So on the morning of June 23rd, she wasn't in Colorado. She was behind the counter on Victory Drive, exactly where she'd been for 7 years. Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026, just after 10 a.m. A man walks into the Dollar General at the corner of Victory and Marathon Drives. He picks up a pack of hamburger buns and carries it to the register, where Alexis is working. The total comes to $1.58. He hands her $2 bills. Both are crumpled. Alexis starts smoothing them flat before placing them in the drawer. It's a small automatic motion, the kind repeated at registers everywhere, thousands of times a day, without anyone giving it a second thought. The Muskogee County Coroner's Office says that's the exact moment it happens. While she's still working the bills flat in her hands, the man steps to the side and fires a single shot. Deputy Coroner Dustin Harrelson responds to the scene and pronounces Alexis dead at 10:46 a.m. Coroner Buddy Bryan confirms the details to reporters within the hour: the purchase, the amount, the 2 bills, the moment it happened. Columbus Police Chief Stoney Mathis reviews the store's surveillance footage himself before speaking to reporters. He doesn't soften it. We got it on video, and it's just a cold-blooded murder. The man doesn't say a word, not before and not after. He turns and walks out the front door, leaving Alexis behind the counter she'd worked for 7 years. There's no argument on that footage, no struggle. Investigators would spend the following days confirming what the tape already made obvious. Alexis Hill and the man who killed her had never met. The moment he steps outside, Columbus police already have The one thing most investigations spend days chasing down. His face clear on camera, in full daylight. What they don't have yet is where he went. At 11:40 a.m., just under an hour after the shooting, officers locate him in a parking lot on Baker Plaza Drive, at the site of the former Muskogee Elementary School, about 1.25 miles from the Dollar General. Officers approach and give verbal commands. Per the Georgia Bureau of Investigation's account, he doesn't comply. They send in K-9 Havoc, 2 years old, trained for exactly this. And instead of standing down, the man draws a handgun, fires it at the dog first, then turns the weapon on the officers standing in front of him. They return fire. In the seconds that follow, both an officer and Havoc are struck. At 1:16 p.m., the man is pronounced dead at the scene. 10:46 in the morning to 1:16 in the afternoon. 2 shootings, 2 locations, 1 mile apart. And in less time than it takes to sit through a movie, it's over. But here's where most coverage of this case stopped, and where the real story actually starts. The instant officers fired their weapons, this case legally split in 2. Under Georgia law, a department can't investigate its own officer-involved shooting. So while Columbus police kept building the homicide case around what happened to Alexis, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation took the Baker Plaza Drive scene entirely out of their hands. Their own agents, their own evidence, a separate, independent file. That file lays out the sequence in exact order, because it has to. This is the part that determines whether the shooting gets ruled justified. Commands first, the dog second. Officers only fired after the man raised a weapon and pointed it directly at them. That single detail, the order things happened in, is the whole case now sitting in front of prosecutors. His body went to the GBI crime lab. The autopsy confirmed the cause of death. Havoc survived his injuries. As for what happens next, once GBI's review closes out, the file moves to the Chattahoochee Judicial Circuit District Attorney's Office. Their job is to decide if the officers were justified. Since the man didn't survive, there's no trial for Alexis's murder. That question ends here, permanently. What's still open as of right now is whether the DA's office clears the officers involved. Now, who was he? Jerome Marquise Willis, 33 years old. And here's what should unsettle you. He wasn't some unknown drifter who slipped through the cracks once. Georgia's own corrections records go back to 2007. Willis was still a juvenile when he was convicted of robbery in Muskogee County, sentenced to 20 years with 10 to serve. That was supposed to be a turning point. It wasn't. The years after show a pattern, not an incident. Simple assault, obstruction of law enforcement, charges tied to firearms, to drugs, in and out of Georgia's correctional system again and again for nearly 2 decades. His most recent conviction, terroristic threats back in Muskogee County, came in 2023 and 2024. He served roughly 2 years for that one. On May 21st, 2026, he walked out of Dooley State Prison a free man. 30 days later, he walked into a Dollar General and killed a woman he'd never met. What happened in those 30 days, where he stayed, what he did, who he talked to, isn't public record. There's no supervision file, no known address, nothing. Just silence. And then a Tuesday morning, his mother, Bernice Hartman, spoke to reporters not long after. She offered her condolences to Alexis's family. She also said her son had struggled with paranoia, and that at the time she spoke, She personally hadn't seen the evidence tying him to the shooting, even as investigators pointed to the store's own surveillance footage as their basis for identifying him. No official motive has ever been released. Nothing uncovered since suggests these two people had crossed paths even once before that morning. Alexis's brother, Jonathan Hill, a retired Marine, became the family's voice in the days that followed. She can't be replaced, he told reporters. And when speculation started spinning up online within hours, hinting at some hidden connection between his sister and the man who killed her, he shut it down without hesitation. Strangers, no relationship, no history, no contact of any kind. He asked for something else too, something worth repeating exactly as he meant it. No one was to use Alexis's photos, her name, her likeness for attention or for profit without the family's permission. If people saw fake fundraisers or exploitative posts using her death, he asked that they send it straight to the family instead of sharing it further. Her funeral was held July 3rd at Cathedral of Prayer Church of God in Christ. The pastor who delivered her eulogy put it simply, Alexis was bigger than a Dollar General. Columbus's mayor proclaimed that day in her name across the entire city. And that's really the whole story, isn't it? A man the state of Georgia had known for almost 20 years. Arrested, convicted, released, arrested again. Walked free on schedule with nothing flagged, nothing required, no second look. 30 days later, a woman who never learned his name paid the full price for that gap. Georgia doesn't require a mental health evaluation before releasing someone who's completed a standard sentence. No court ordered one here. Whatever you think should change about that, this is the case that puts it on the table. $1.58, 2 crumpled bills. That's what it cost her. If this is the kind of case you want more of, the ones that don't end with a headline, subscribe. There's another one coming.